Welcome, Mystorians. Have you ever wanted to know the sad backstory behind Chuck E. Cheese?
Or why Blake Lee was so bad?
Then Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries is the podcast for you. Join host Austin and Brenda on a rollicking journey through obscure nerdy topics.
Be updated with new episodes every Wednesday. Find us wherever you get podcasts.
Beep, beep, boop.
You know things, I know some too. Sit right down, the Femsplain them to you. If there's a thing you wanna explain, these two feminists can entertain. Nerdy stuff, sexy stuff, so much to know. Tune in for the Femsplained Show.
Femsplained!
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys see you're in your robe for some real morning vibes.
I am. I'm even drinking tea, although, Avalon, I think this tea will make you mad.
Does it have 3 ingredients?
No, it does not have 3 ingredients. It's just that it's not really tea. It's just a tea bag.
That looks like Chardonnay.
It's a tea bag inside of a glass of seltzer, which is my new way of drinking tea.
What the fuck?
I promise it's good. It's surprisingly nice. It's just a little.
I'm sure it is. It's like a fizzy iced tea, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
a tea spritzer.
very, very.
But don't call that tea. Don't look into my eyes and tell me you're drinking tea and then hold up what looks like an old wine glass of
like old Chardonnay. It does look like Chardonnay that went bad.
of like last night's Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
Get your life together.
I refuse. Well, hello, listeners, too.
Hi, listeners. I'm not past the tea. What kind of tea is it?
Chamomile with lavender.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like you're on your way to a good cocktail.
I know. If you add a little vodka to it, it is a nice cocktail.
Vodka?
Yeah.
I couldn't decide. I think I would do gin.
Yeah, probably.
Because the chamomile and lavender is so floral already.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't have that. So that's why I thought vodka. But no, I just can't have more than 1 cup of caffeine ever in a day now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's panic attack city, and I got stuff to do today. So I
Yeah.
I gotta switch to chamomile all day long.
That's why I'm fully off coffee. But I can and do have 17 cups of tea a day. Just like the old days.
Just like-
I've gotten right back to it. Yeah.
Great.
Good morning, listeners. What kind of tea are you drinking?
Yes, please tell us about it. And if anybody judges me for having my cold seltzer with a tea bag in it,
It's not even steeping because it's cold.
but the flavor is still coming through.
Have you ever put it in the sun?
No.
Try putting it in the sun for 12 hours and let me know how it tastes.
I don't plan ahead my drinking plans for the day enough to set something outside for 12 hours before I'm going to drink it. I am an
You do
instant gratification
if it's
girl.
Nick. If it's Nick, you will.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Femsplained. This is a podcast primarily about the different ways you can consume tea. But it sometimes is also a Femmes Only Clubhouse podcast where 2 femmes have the mic, but all gender identities are welcome to listen, laugh, and learn with us in the morning.
Indeed. In the morning.
In the morning. So
In the evening, not all gender identities are welcome.
yes, in the evening it is closed. Closed.
Yeah, it's like, where is there a place that's all ages, family friendly until a certain hour, and then it's adults only?
What the
Dave and Buster's.
is that true?
I think so.
Ugh, God, I hate Dave and Buster's.
Well, that's the wrong opinion.
I just, oh God, the worst
I mean,
people
it's
go
it's
there.
a scam. It's really, but you don't go to Dave and Buster's to meet people. You go to Dave and Buster's with the people that you're going to be interacting with.
Yes, and all of the people that would want to go to Dave and Buster's with me were awful all
Okay,
the
well.
time.
I guess I'm awful.
You've never gone to Dave and Buster's with me.
It's because I didn't know there was one because I wasn't allowed to know what was actually on Long Island.
Yeah, no, that's also true.
amazed the things that I found out were there.
No, you're allowed to go to 2 places maximum.
Did you know there's a beach there?
Yeah, there's several.
I didn't know. For 4 years, I didn't know there was a beach you could go to.
Yeah, so many beaches.
Yeah, weird.
And all
And
very
Dave &
close
Buster's.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a Dave & Buster's tribute podcast where 2 queer femmes have the mic.
And no one.
And our names are Dave and Buster.
Can I be Buster?
No. Yeah, you're Buster, but I wanted to be Buster.
I'll be Dave.
No,
Dave.
I'm Dave. I am Dave. We all know I'm Dave.
Are you wearing a zip up fleece? That's a very Dave thing to wear.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's also like a crop top.
Oh, see, now that's a Buster thing to wear.
We've all got a little Dave and a little Buster in us.
inside.
It's the ratio that matters.
Yeah, that's.
The only requisite, though, for being Buster is that you have to have a little propeller beanie.
Yes.
So I'm just telling you that if you're going to be Buster, you have to have the beanie.
All non-binary people have both a little bit of Dave and a little bit of Buster.
And it's the one that you feed.
And that, I love it. Avalon, has anything nerd culture-y happened for you? Anything going on there?
No, I've been streaming a little more.
You have
working
been
on commissions.
Mm-hmm.
I have been more caught up on Critical Role because I watch it while cycling.
Are you super caught up?
I didn't see it this past week because I don't have the subscription anymore.
Okay, well, watch the hashtags because people are upset, so there's lots of spoilers.
You know, I got spoilered while it was airing.
Yeah, that was it was one of the first episodes I've watched live in probably months, and I got shocked and upset a little bit. I was a little stunned. Yeah,
I thought I misunderstood the spoiler because I thought there was no way.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. I was,
I definitely thought I misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Well, I will be watching that this coming week. It can't be permanent.
I don't know what to say to that.
Oh, okay.
If anybody's listening to this podcast who also listens to Critical Role, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but just, you know, if you're catching up and you haven't seen the latest episode yet, just like watch with caution. There's some pretty dark things that occur that might be a little triggering, traumatizing. So, you know, just
Oh, wow.
guard yourself.
Okay, so maybe it's worse than I think it is from the spoiler. Maybe the spoiler I got was a gentle version of it.
Possibly. So yeah, that's my PSA. So anything else nerd culture-y?
I don't think so.
All right. For me, again, Stardew Valley updates on my Stardew Valley.
Yes, I actually want this to almost be its own segment. I want to know what's going on in Stardew Valley.
All right. So at the spring dance, I danced with somebody other than my husband. It was a little bit disappointing because there was no drama that occurred from this. It was just really sad because Harvey was like, "Will you dance with me today?" And I was like, "Sure, hun." And then I went to the dance and I instead asked somebody else and we danced, and then nothing really happened. Harvey just stood off to the side and watched.
You're not going to say that it was Shane.
It was Shane. Yeah. So that happened. The farm is doing great. We've got goats now. We've got ducks now. I actually fished with a real rod yesterday. So that really happened. I'm very excited about it because I've been using the training rod for 2 whole in-game years and have not been able to catch anything with anything else. And I finally did. I got to do like the Jody friendship quest where you bring a bass over to her house.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I love it. I have gotten to some new interesting levels in the mines where I'm fighting skeletons. I'm really having a great time. I'm filling up that community center. I am super close to closing out the pantry, which is making me pretty happy. I'm really excited to start actually closing stuff down. And what else? I have gotten caught rummaging through people's trash cans 5 times.
Sure. Yeah.
And people are pretty mad at me about that. But what are you going to do?
Does it impact how much they like you? Like the hearts?
You get a disapproval amount. It's not much, but if you keep doing it, it will go down.
Yeah. How are you feeling about your grandpa?
My grandpa? Oh, who gave me the farm?
Well, how are you feeling about the deadline approaching?
What deadline?
For your grandpa to tell you if you've done a good enough job.
Oh, there's no way that is coming up soon. There's no way.
Okay. I think you're halfway.
It can't be. And and I don't think he would tell me it was good at this point.
Because of Shane.
Because of Shane? No.
Well, because of all the shit you're pulling.
Because of all the drama I'm pulling around
all
town.
the drama
Look, we got a mayor who's sleeping with little old Marnie down on the farm, using our tax dollars to create lavish gold statues of himself. This guy, he's got to go. Our economy is tanking, and he's over here hiding solid gold. I don't think.
He's blaming that Walmart, but he's absolutely part of the problem.
Yeah. I go over, I watch. Sometimes I go and I lurk at Joja Mart and I just see who shops there. I'm like, you.
Ooh. I've never done that. I don't know who shops there.
Very, very judgmental about it. Yeah. So I'm having a great time, a genuinely great time. Every night I come home from work and I open up Stardew Valley and on one screen, and on the other screen I have whatever friend is streaming, and I just watch that and I play Stardew Valley, and it is the best. And then I cry because I don't want to go to work in the morning.
Oh no.
I just want to live in Stardew Valley.
Well, I really enjoy that whenever I'm on Discord in the evening, it says Diana's playing Stardew Valley.
And City of Mist is tonight, which will not be the tonight that people listening to the podcast are hearing about. But if you're listening to this around when it is released, the first episode will be already up for video on demand, both on Twitch and YouTube. And you can catch us live Saturdays at 8 p.m. EST. It is a really cool campaign with an amazing GM named Dee. If you don't know her, their name is it's Da Riddler, D-A, Da Riddler on Twitter and Twitch. And she's just an amazing GM and is very, very creative, very cool. So I'm excited to be watching it and producing it and just kind of fangirling off to the side about it. So I'm psyched.
You know what I want to add to nerd culture and what it has done lately for me is your fucking cappuccino.
I really like it, but the last couple days I haven't been able to participate. Not really for any reason, just because work has been so busy and I never get a chance to look at it. But I really was enjoying it the first couple days, and I really want to get more people involved.
I do too. Mm-hmm. I really do too. That's part of the reason I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, there are some more people that brought up some interest, and I had a really great conversation with the creators of the app, who messaged me on Twitter and told me that they are, going to be making lots of changes to the app. They were a very brand new app.
I didn't know.
And were made by just like 2 folks, and then their app got like a big influx because somebody posted about it on a social media somewhere, and they are a little overwhelmed. So it was fun that they reached out after I posted about it, and then we had a good discussion about their plan to get captions working on it at some point. Ooh. So when that happens eventually, I'll really push like a lot to get more people, because I know it's probably a little bit limiting for some people to use it as like an only audio function. But I'm really excited about that, and I really want to get more people involved.
I agree. I'm going to talk about it a little bit.
Go for it.
In case listeners don't know what it is, which I wouldn't expect you to, because I think it's pretty new. Yeah. So it is an app. Participation requires you downloading a new app, which I think is the greatest barrier to entry. But it's an app where as a group that is maybe centered around a theme or a common cause, you can have a daily prompt, and everybody can respond to that open-ended question with a maximum of 3 minutes. And then the app knits together all of the responses with really nice transitional music. So you end up getting something that feels very much like This American Life to me, where it's like you're getting real people perspectives and stories on a topic. And I think it's been so great. It has inspired me a lot.
Oh, I love that. That makes me so
like
happy.
Creatively, I've had a lot of like really big thoughts and ideas come from it, and I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm really glad you feel that way. So yeah, if you're listening, and ours is centered around game design, TTRPG design. Mm-hmm. So, people will send prompts about, using, mechanics that aren't common, or how to, write certain hooks about certain things and kind of get into it that way. So it's pretty great.
And I think there's stuff there too for even if you run games like GM.
Sure, definitely.
Games, there are topics and conversations about, like what mechanic from your favorite video game would you translate into D&D, or things like that. I think that are just sort of little creative prompts that I've really enjoyed.
Yeah, I like that so much.
Yeah.
All right, well,
anyway, join that.
Do that. Avalon, I want to hear about this mystery topic that I don't know about.
Are you ready for simultaneously the most specific and most vague topic in Femsplained history?
I am. I don't know how to take that description at all.
I want to talk today about manga.
Okay.
But the only manga that I can talk about is the manga that I personally read in the late 90s and early aughts.
Okay.
So today we're talking about...
Is that just one manga?
No.
Okay.
Today we're talking about some manga in the late 90s and early aughts.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what manga is?
Yeah. Manga is Japanese comics.
Okay. All right, that's what I thought, but I'm often wrong. I thought maybe it was more specific, but I genuinely don't know.
Like there's a thematic standard,
something like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if there is, I don't know.
Okay, great start. So, what are
great.
some of the manga that you read in that time frame?
So, I started with Sailor Moon.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yes.
Sailor Moon is what got me into the door at a local comic shop when I was in 5th grade. Because my friend, who was 2 years older than me, told me, did you know Sailor Moon is not just a cartoon, it's also a comic, and if you go to this store, they have it. So I went, and I didn't know what comics were up until that point. And every Wednesday, I would go to see if they got new issues in, because that was the shipment day.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there was nothing new for Sailor Moon, and it was like, I already got my parents to drive me here after school. What else is going on in this little section over here?
Sure.
This little manga section.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'd buy enough Sailor Moon stuff, they'd throw in like a little bonus sampler of manga.
Ooh.
So there's like a periodical or like a magazine that would have like a chapter from each manga in it, and you get to read them all. So that really turned me on to other ones as well.
Wow. This sounds like a great little comic shop, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a great little comic shop. It sure was. And then eventually major booksellers like Borders started having all kinds of manga.
Yeah.
And then when you would get Borders gift certificates for Christmas, get yourself a manga.
Is Borders still in existence?
Not that I know of. I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. God.
Yeah.
Sucks. Okay.
So there you go.
So you started with Sailor Moon. That makes sense. What was, all right. So a lot of times comics, I know nothing about manga. I've never read any, but I am a comic book reader of sorts. And I know that a lot of times when comics are based off of American TV shows, it's often just a comic rendition, like of the show you already watched. Would you say the Sailor Moon ones are like that, or are they new storylines just involving the same characters and universes?
Well, I just am glad that this is a remote podcast because I want to slap you right in the face. The comic came first.
Oh, okay. What the hell? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe someone already femsplained Sailor Moon to you and you should remember.
That was 3 years ago.
So.
Okay, you're correct. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So then I would say, opposite question, is the TV show following directly along the lines of the manga?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Although it needs to drag it out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more inserted. And like little storylines and stuff and a little bit more character development to get more episodes out of it. Except that there is an entire season in Sailor Moon between seasons like 1 and 2. Yeah. That's like, well, I guess it is then season 2 by default, but it's made up. It's not in the comic at all. It's like this weird truncated insertion season that's not in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so what made you enjoy reading it versus watching it, especially since you had seen presumably a lot of the show before picking up the books?
I think that it's more dramatic is what it is.
Oh.
The cartoon is engaging and silly and like fun to self-insert, but the comic is more like high stakes, romantic, dark feeling to me. And I think that may just be the way it's drawn.
Sure.
More so than it being written for a different audience. But yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Okay. But I guess I'm more curious about other ones that you read.
Yeah, that's the topic.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
No. I love it.
I'll always talk about Sailor Moon. Yeah. So the first comics I can remember, the first manga I can remember buying after Sailor Moon were Dragon Ball. And Card Captors.
I have no idea what Card Captors is. Is that another show?
It is also a show, yeah. Oh. But the show had not come out in the US yet when I started reading that comic.
All right, well, tell me about Dragon Ball because I know vaguely some things about that.
Yeah, so Dragon Ball is like the prequel's the wrong word, but it's about the main character in Dragon Ball Z when he's a child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's baby Goku. I think I bought that comic because somebody in my neighborhood told me that it had naked people in it.
Great. Now, were they lying to you?
No. But it wasn't necessarily what you'd think. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z comics notoriously have some weird sex stuff going on.
What? Really?
But yeah, not good stuff sometimes. But this comic specifically, it just had the main character who's a child drawn naked sometimes. So there's just like a little boy penis like squiggle.
All right, we need to go back in time and have a chat with your friend about like What?
I think there might have been boobs, or there was just, they talk about boobs a lot. There's also like a lot of panties jokes.
What is the target audience for this, do you think?
I don't know.
Do you feel, when you were reading them, did you feel like these books were speaking to you?
I felt like they were a little risque.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like maybe they were for teenagers.
Sure.
And not like 5th graders.
Yeah. I think there's like sometimes comic books can be deceiving that way, just because comic books in general, just like cartoons in general, feel like they should be for kids.
Yeah.
Just based on the colorfulness and the brightness of it all. So, man,
do you remember the first time you saw a penis in the media or in media?
The first time I saw a penis in media was in this sex ed book that was not given by my school. It was one that like my parents bought at a bookstore, and I distinctly remember this art, and if I saw it again I would immediately be able to recognize it. But it was like very cartoonish, and it was like the only like media I had as a kid that was like, here is what an actual naked body looks like. And that was that. I think the next time I saw one was in pornography.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I know that I have seen penises in like media, in like TV and movies and stuff like that. I know that I have, but I think it was a long time after I saw them in porn.
I saw my first TV penis was Train Spotting.
Oh yeah. Oh, and it's not a great one. It's not.
No, and it's not a movie for kids. It was one of those things where it was like, it's summer vacation, I don't have anything to do, I'm just gonna watch a DVD off the shelf, and it was upsetting.
Yeah,
for a lot of reasons.
I watched that movie for the first time with my mom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
None of the themes, I didn't understand anything that was happening.
Sure.
The baby hallucination super fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, I think a lot about the scene where somebody shit the bed. I don't remember it that well, it's been a while. But I was so perplexed by the themes at play in this movie that I thought,
oh my God.
I thought that one of his testicles had exploded.
Oh my God.
That is how foreign that anatomy was to me at this time.
Yeah, I was a little bit older, so that part was not quite the shock to me. It was just the shock of seeing this film for the first time with my mother, and scenes like that coming up. I'm glad that you, hopefully at no age, thought that testicles explode sometimes. You know what? I don't believe I ever had that specific misconception, but I had others. I thought that that milk came out of there for a long time.
Like real milk?
Yeah, like human milk.
Did you think it also came out of breasts?
Yeah, I thought that was like the thing about human reproductiveness. It was just like, we've got the boob milk and the dick milk, and then they those two things are very. I don't know. I really had I thought that was what.
Yeah,
that was.
I definitely didn't think anything came out of there.
Why would you?
No.
So sex education in America is not good, everyone.
No,
it's not doing great things for us. So that's that. Okay, so sorry, manga? I forgot how we got to Train Spotting, but
oh, we were talking about the supposed nudity in Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
And the foreignness of genitalia in the media.
Very much so. I'm assuming that the nudity in Dragon Ball was not at all as traumatizing as the nudity in Train Spotting, but
nope.
Still, it is weird to be a kid and like to look through a comic book and see a penis squiggle, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Were the stories, so this one is a prequel to the story that's set up by the show. So this is like a different thing.
So there's actually a Dragon Ball show, which is him as a kid.
Oh, there is.
There's a show and comic of him as a kid.
Oh.
And then there's a show and comic of him as an adult.
Oh, okay.
And I do think him as a kid came first, so I don't think it's like a prequel. I think it's just less popular.
Oh, huh. Interesting.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the card one is intriguing to me.
Card Captors.
Card Captors.
Card Captor Sakura is the name of the comic. Card Captors was the cartoon that they made.
What does Card Captors mean?
Well, the plot of Card Captor Sakura is that there's a book filled with something akin to tarot cards. And each one has a different spirit on it, like the spirit of like water.
Sure.
And some of them are elemental and some of them aren't. And they all escape. So this girl, this very young girl with magical powers.
Great. Love it.
Is like the chosen one to go capture them all to put them back in the book. And then once she captures them, she writes her name on it, and then she can command it and use them in the capturing of later cards.
Oh, so it's very, there's some Pokemon-esque-ness there, right?
In the capturing aspect, I could see that, but
and then like using the ones you've caught already to fight the other ones. I could
see that, but it is also a little bit of like a secret identity situation. So it's not like normal in that world. She's just a normal schoolgirl or whatever, and no one knows she's doing it and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. It's not like she walks down the street and like 72 other card captors
exactly
challenge her to card capturing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
There does end up being another person trying to capture them that she's in a somewhat rivalrous oops, we're in love situation with. Yeah.
Great. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. So far, I'm liking this one the best.
That one's pretty good. I didn't love the cartoon.
I was going to ask. Yeah. So you did watch it, but didn't love it.
I watched it at the time, but it didn't feel as much like anime to me at the time. It just felt like a cartoon. And I don't know what the difference is there, but that's how it felt. I think it may have just been that it was on Fox Kids Saturday morning instead of Toonami. And that difference was enough for me that it didn't feel. Yeah.
Fuck Fox. Absolutely. Yeah. So what made you stop reading manga? Because if you did, it just sounds like you kind of set it up that in the late 90s, early aughts is when you read this.
So we moved, so I didn't go to the comic book store anymore. So I had a big gap from that. Even though I would just reread those sampler books that I got. Mm-hmm. And I have to talk about one of the comics and one of the sampler books.
Oh my God, please.
It is, I believe, called Peach Girl.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm already worried.
Yeah, you should be worried. Peach Girl is a high schooler and was bullied.
Sure.
Because everybody said she was slutty.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And the reason everyone said she was slutty was because she was a lifeguard.
What?
And as a result, was too tan.
So
this comic is about this high schooler trying to navigate the world, making inappropriate assumptions about her because she's a lifeguard.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
So did you ever read more than just the sampler?
No.
Good.
I could never find it, but I almost wish that I had so that I knew more.
Wow. Listeners, if anybody has the deep truth, I think we have to reach out to Secret History of Nerd Mysteries and ask them to tell us everything about Peach Girl.
Yeah.
But I would love to know. But what bothers me is that those sampler packs, like those sampler comics that get thrown in, unless I'm misinterpreting, like the comic book shop clerk like picks those out for you.
Oh, no, it was like almost like a zine that the
thank
publishing
God.
company made of like, you know, a bunch of different comics.
Good.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this grown man giving you that as a rec? Because I don't like it.
No.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you like most? Pick any of these, but like what did you like most about these mangas that you read when you were young?
I think I probably...
Oh, boy.
I think I probably liked how romantic they were.
I mean, it's just...
I mean, the timing of that answer is poor, but...
right,
so.
but that can still be true about other ones and about other storylines and things like that. And also, like, you know, there's a reason that we censor content for children is that you are, you know, you're not gonna pick up on all of the problematic things.
Right. And I liked the magic. I like superpowers. But I do think that there was usually a balance for me of something kind of romantic happening and something special and supernatural happening to average seeming people.
I do love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big favorite trope of mine.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And that is I'm not going to say Sailor Moon because I know that would be the answer to this question. Mm-hmm. But between the Dragon Ball and the Card Captors manga, or another one that you maybe haven't mentioned, but of those two at least, if you had to pick one of those universes to go live in, which one would you pick?
It would be Card Captors.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the real world, but I like how supernaturalism and powers and stuff are set up in that world. I think it's cool. Also, one of the really cool things about Cardcaptor Sakura is that she wears a different outfit every single time.
Every single time what?
Every time that she would, you know, the equivalent of transforming into her superhero self.
Oh.
It's a completely different outfit every time.
I really like that.
That's really the strength of the show. And it's not magical. She just has a best friend who like really likes making her outfits and like forces her to wear a different outfit each time.
Oh, that's very realistic.
Yeah.
Does it take her 45 minutes to change into her superhero outfit each time, like Sailor Moon?
I think so.
Great.
I think so. Great. Yeah. I think she's supposed to actually have been putting on those clothes in real time. There's nothing transformative about it.
Well, to be honest, Sailor Moon had a whole magical transformation, and she could have just put the clothes on herself. She could have just excused herself to the dressing room.
But she needed to spin through space.
And wow.
So I think that just from a perspective of the comic artists who are, it's called, I'm saying it's they, I guess. It's like, I think it's a comic collective. I don't really understand how it's structured, but the author of Cardcaptor Sakura and a couple of other more famous manga is Clamp. They're called Clamp. It's Clamp.
Clamp. And that's not one person. That's like I
think it's a group. For all I know, it's 5 people and those are their initials. I don't actually know what Clamp is.
Okay.
I'm just going to look. Let's just see what Clamp is.
Yeah. All female Japanese manga artist group.
There you go.
Cool.
So yeah. So I appreciate Clamp and I think their art style is very pretty, but I really appreciate that they drew a different beautiful outfit for each.
Yeah, I really like that a lot.
Yeah, but they did another pretty famous one from the time that I read called Chobits. That's also a pretty big problem. It's just about a grown-ass man falling in love with a sex robot.
Sure, great.
Who is unable to, I think she has like the cognitive equivalent of either a very little child or like a rabbit.
Okay, so she was built sexy yesterday.
She was built sexy yesterday.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
I love that. Trademark that.
I surely will.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a Pinocchio story, you know?
Right. She wants to be a real girl.
Or he wants her to be a real girl.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I did so when I was very young, I started cosplaying, not really knowing that that was a thing because it was early internet. It's just that I was making costumes that I liked from comic books, and I did that until I realized that was not cool, and then I stopped doing that.
Sure.
But I went to a Halloween dance at my middle school, my first year of middle school, and the only thing I had to wear was a card captor's costume I had made based on one of her beautiful dresses.
Sure.
And that was an embarrassing experience for me.
Are there pictures of this anywhere?
Well, there was like a couple's photo booth equivalent that my friend and I took a couple of friends' photo in. That is somewhere. Yeah.
What?
I just looked like Little Bo Peep is what it was.
Yeah.
And someone asked me if that's what I was, and honestly, that's what her outfit was clearly inspired to be, but I was mortified. Because what fucking middle schooler would go to a Halloween dance
Dressed as Little Bo Peep?
dressed as Little Bo Peep?
What loser would do that? You definitely not. Wow. So first of all, I'm proud of you for cosplaying at such a young age. I like that a lot.
I wish I hadn't stopped the day someone thought I was Little Bo Peep.
Yeah. I think that that's so cool. I would never have thought to dress up as a character I liked when I was young. I just didn't know that was an option, that you could do that. Like, I thought, like, if you did something like that, people would just shoot you. Like, you can't just do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be forbidden. But I like that a lot. And then I really was envious because I was too afraid in high school because I was a loser. Like, I showed up, wearing wings sometimes.
Sure.
But still, like, there were girls that did show up to school in like what I probably didn't know at the time, but was probably cosplay of something. Like big, like, timepiece dresses and stuff like that. Oh my
God.
And I was secretly jealous, but like, definitely distanced myself from that.
Oh,
because
interesting.
I was like, no, I need to not be more bullied.
Yeah. But at least then you would have, I don't know, safety in numbers. I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah. Or just like people to talk to about nerdy things, which I didn't get until later in life.
My high school graduating class was 29 people, so you could not hide. You couldn't hide anything. You had to blend as hard as you could.
Wow.
You did not want to be the one who stood out.
That's terrifying to me.
Because so much bullying would be focused on you if you were the one who was bullied.
My graduating class was 1,200 people.
Jesus. Yeah.
Nothing scares me more than the concept of being a teenager in a group of 30 people and only 30 people.
It's rough.
My guidance counselor did not know me, and I loved that. Did not know a thing about me. Principal of the school could not pick me out of a lineup. Loved that.
Yeah. No.
Terrified.
Everyone knew you. Everyone knew where you were supposed to be.
Nope.
You could never reinvent yourself over the summer because everybody knew that is not what you looked like 3 months before.
I could reinvent myself 4 times a year.
Man, that would have been nice.
Yeah. Just don't show up at the same lunch period and just go to a different lunch period, and there's all new people and you didn't know any of them. My yearbook, all the people that got voted like most likely, each category, by the way, had like 5 winners because they couldn't just like pick one. And I don't know any of them. I don't know who those people are.
Man, I showed up to school one day, my junior year. I didn't flat iron my hair. And I got called curly for 3 months. Because one morning I did a wash and wear to school and my hair waved a little bit more than usual.
Wow. Oh my God. Being in high school is such a nightmare.
Yeah.
God, what a terrible
I know that
idea.
being called curly isn't like the end of the world. It
No,
was
but
at the
like
time,
for some
though.
reason, when you're a kid, it feels like it is.
Well, it was like, Jesus, I better never change anything. I better do the exact same thing every single day.
Yeah, I remember the only people that knew me were the theater kids, because that was the only thing I did for all 4 years of high school, right? So like that was like the only group that like consistently knew anything about me. And I just remember my hair was very long, very thick, very curly, very mismanaged. And I hated it for so long. And the first time I cut my hair all the way off, which I never grew it back after this, was in the 9th grade. And I was, after school, I stayed for theater the day after I got it cut. And all day, no one noticed. And it was beautiful. It was a great thing. No one knew anything. And I walked in, and this boy that I had a crush on, who was, of course, a homosexual, said to me, "I can't believe you cut all of your beautiful hair off." And I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Very much wanted to die. And I think I probably let go of that a few years later.
Wow. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It didn't get to me quite enough to make me grow my hair back out, which was nice.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds rough.
Isn't it twisted that I remember, like, that you remember stuff like that? Like such innocuous comments that this person, there's no way that he remembers that interaction.
What high school memory do you have that like most makes you want to die remembering?
Seriously, there's oh God, there's so many. I once tried to do the talent show for my school, which doing the talent show for my school was like just being an untalented person getting up on a stage in front of 4,000 people, because that's how many people went to our fucking school. So like, I mean, that's like, I don't know, that's a huge audience. And I got up there and I brought out my guitar, which I did not know how to play.
Ooh.
And I started playing some Blink-182 song alone, just on an acoustic guitar.
Do you know which one?
Just me. I don't remember, because turns out that I have a kind of stage fright where as soon as I realize that I'm afraid, I can no longer remember what it is that I'm playing. And I stopped playing in the middle and singing in the middle of this song. And I just stopped, and I just sat there in silence on the stage for like probably like 2 minutes, like trying so hard not to cry. And like I just remember somebody from off stage being like, you like just trying to be encouraging, being like,
yeah,
nobody cares, just start back over or pick back up or whatever, like trying to get me to, you know, just like
unfreeze.
Get over it and go. And I just could not. And I wound up just like standing up and just slowly walking up the stage.
Oh no.
Yeah. Wait, there's another one.
Oh, tell me.
There's another one. I mean, there's so many. I could go on and on. But there's a same after I got my hair cut. And, you know, this is before I realized that you could find gay people to cut your hair. But my mom kept taking me to people who wanted to give me like these Jamie Lee Curtis, like short haircuts.
Wow.
And I was walking through the hallway, and this guy was talking to his friend and was like, why would she get her hair cut like somebody's mom? And I knew, just like I knew he was talking about me, because I knew that that's what my haircut looked like. And so I don't know what fucking came into my mind, but I turned around and I looked at him And he looked at me with like horror on his face. And then I turned around and kept walking. But yeah, that's.
All right.
Yeah. What about you?
So mine is a tie that isn't really, they're kind of related, but not really related to each other.
Okay.
So I had a huge crush on two different boys named Matt.
Great.
All through high school.
Sure.
And I decided that I was going to ask one of them to prom. And I had never talked to a boy. I had never had any kind of like romantic anything ever. Like I had never had a fake boyfriend. I had never like talked to a crush before. I was very afraid of all of these things.
Sure.
And I got up the nerve and I asked him to prom, and I did it probably really in a scary way. So,
okay.
So I like waited until after school when he was going to soccer practice, and I just totally accosted him on the blacktop. And I knew he was late for something, and he was just trying to get away from me. And like, obviously we knew who each other were because there were 30 people, but he was the year above me. And I was just so weird. But I quoted a Weezer song at him.
Which one? Wait, let me guess. You told him that you broke into his room and read his diary.
No.
Okay.
Here's the real problem.
Okay.
A couple of weeks before, we had become friends on LiveJournal.
Great.
And I posted those lyrics. Just the ones. And he liked it.
Okay.
And then I said them again to him, making eye contact with him so that he knew I had been talking about him in my LiveJournal post.
God, I relate so much to feeling like your life is this dramatic when you're.
Yeah. I want to throw up right now talking about this.
All right.
And
so what were the lyrics?
So then
please.
It's the I'm a lot like you. So please, hello, I'm here, I'm waiting. I think I'd be good for you and you'd be good for me.
Yeah.
So then I asked him to prom, and he said yes, kind of, in a very awkward way. And I was so happy that I ran away.
Oh, God. Yeah.
From him.
Okay.
To go home.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, somebody tells me that Matt is not planning on going to the prom. And I said, what? And they said, yeah, I just heard him saying he's not going this year. So then that night, I had to call him on the phone.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh,
I never followed up or talked to him after that. Like,
right,
you
but
know,
that's
like a
very
normal
high
person
school.
might.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, no. I said yes, but it was just because I was uncomfortable.
No. Oh.
And I
Avalon.
said something along the lines of like, well, since I have you on the phone, like, you know, we don't have to go to prom, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think we have a lot in common if you ever want to hang out. And he was just like, no click. So
Wow.
Then I cried for 5 hours.
I feel like that is bad. But I do feel, I'm getting the impression that was motivated out of trying not to, like, hurt your feelings too much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was, like, both intense and not.
At the same time.
Not normal. Like, you know, like, I didn't. It was intense, but there was no rapport building. There was no.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And then I just ran away and didn't talk to him about it for 2 days or talk to him.
I admire your bravery. That's what I'm going to say here.
I had never done anything like that, and I certainly never did again. So,
Yep.
But then a couple of days later, so we were so small that we didn't have a homeroom. We all had an assembly. Like the whole high school had an assembly in the gym every morning. That was the homeroom equivalent. Mm-hmm. And each section of the bleachers would be each grade. And I tended to sit towards the bottom of the bleachers. And my frenemy told me,
Uh-oh.
that the senior class had a running joke about me because they all sat up higher. And that was that every day in assembly, you could see my butt crack. And all year, I had been known as the butt crack girl because my jeans.
No.
And that included Matt.
Oh my God. I'm devastated.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, if you're listening to this podcast, how do you feel now? You wish you'd
Probably
said
the
yes,
same.
I bet.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. I'm like, this has been a nice little therapy session. I think
I feel worse. I definitely feel worse now that I've said it out loud.
We should draw a manga about this. I know that neither of us have that skill, but
I think earlier you asked me why I stopped reading manga, and while the comic book store was no longer near my house, then I started being able to go to Borders and reading them.
Yeah.
So I used to go, and when my parents got divorced, the weekends I would spend with my dad, he tended to buy me things, which I guess maybe is a thing.
I think I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like anything wildly expensive, but just like we would go to Borders and I'd get to pick out like a book and a CD or, whatever.
Sure.
So I started reading this one manga series, and after like the 5th week of buying me the next issue or the next book, he said, I want to see what I'm spending my money on, because I heard some of these comics have weird adult stuff in them.
Oh no. Oh no.
And this comic had tons of boobs in it.
Oh my God.
And my dad thumbing through that book.
Oh no.
Even though I said, as soon as he said that, I said, wait, no, never mind. I don't want that one. I grabbed the wrong one. He still
looked at it.
Through
Oh,
and it had boobs. And he bought it for me, and he didn't say anything, but I never, ever asked for one again.
He still bought it?
Yeah. I didn't have boobs like Jugs magazine. It's just like some of the girls, there were a lot of hot springs scenes. So there was a lot of like conversation happening while girls were just sitting topless.
Still, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
That he chose not to mention it.
I think he just chose to make me as uncomfortable as he possibly could.
Yep. Well, clearly it worked.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
So, anyway, that's manga.
That's manga.
The late 90s, early 2000s.
And
for me, personally.
I love that it turned into a little high school therapy session. I feel like I could talk about that all day, but I will not. But I
think we should. I think that should be an episode.
We could do
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. It would be mortifying. But I think that's gonna
be it for the day.
That's gonna be it for our episode here. If you want more content from Femsplained, you can join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Femsplained. Thank you so much for everybody who's already supporting us on there, and especially to our VIP patrons, Chris, Nuance, Daniel, Celeste, and Sean Mystery.
Sean Mystery.
Jean.
No, I want to say it wrong every time.
Jean?
Say it different and say it wrong every time.
Gian Mystery.
Gian
Mystery. Yeah. All right. Well, bye, Avalon.
Bye, Diana.
You can find all of our Femsplained content either on patreon.com/Femsplained. Twitter, you can find us at FemsplainedCast. Instagram, you can find us at Femsplained Podcast, and you can check out superdylan.com/Femsplained to find the guest form and all of the different places where you can listen and connect with us.
Awesome. You can find and follow me, Avalon, at _catattack on both Twitter and Twitch.
And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and all the places at Super Dylan, and that is DILLIN.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Bye.
Bye.